Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we have another blockbuster going down in the offseason, and today it is Chris Paul to the Golden State Warriors. So we all assumed when CP3 got traded to the Washington Wizards that he probably was not actually going to play there at this time. He's 38 years old, he's on the back nine of his career, and obviously he's still looking and wanting to win that first championship in his career. So we all assumed that there was going to be a trade. A lot of people thought the Clippers, myself included, potentially could be a spot. He goes back there, he helps them compete, maybe gets a ring, who even knows. Lakers, another possibility. Some people floated the Celtics. There was a lot of contenders out there that were mentioned, but I feel like the Warriors were really never one of them. They went ahead and kind of just put through this trade today, and it was a really surprising one. We're going to show you guys the full trade in just a second, man, but Chris Paul, now a Golden State Warrior. I know some people are speculating he could potentially take a pay cut, maybe help the Warriors add another piece of their team. I have no idea, man, but this was absolutely crazy to see, and I am very, very surprised. I'm actually recording this right now just before the draft, so the picks won't be 100% accurate, but starting on Monday, we should have an accurate file with every team actually having the players that they drafted in tonight's draft, or, well, last night's draft when you're seeing this. But yeah, man, if you guys want to see some prospect rebuilds, let me know down below in the comment section. We're not going to do a no CP3 Wizards rebuild. I already did a Wizards rebuild the other day, and I traded Chris Paul anyways, so it doesn't feel necessary. Well, maybe I can do a Jordan Poole version of this. I don't know. I might wait a little while. We just did a Wizards rebuild. But yeah, man, I am shocked. Let me know your thoughts on this trade down below and what Chris Paul's role is going to be with Golden State. Let's get into it. So I went ahead and I put through the trade already. Obviously, we are doing the Warriors side of this today. So we're going to be having Chris Paul. He's 38 years old. I don't know how much time he has left in this league, but I'll read you the trade real quick. It's not 100% accurate there, and I'll tell you why in just a second. But the Warriors receive Chris Paul. Wizards receive Jordan Poole, Ryan Rollins, a protected first-round pick in 2030, and a second-round pick in 2027. The first-round pick is not included in this deal because I don't have access to picks in 2030 at this point in time. So if at some point I see our own 2030 first-round pick, I'll send it to the Wizards. They will have it. So kind of my thoughts on this deal is I kind of don't hate it for either side. Now, I'm not going to give the Wizards a ton of credit because obviously Chris Paul's destinations were pretty limited. And I do want to say that Jordan Poole is not on a great contract. I think we all know that. There's not many teams in this league that probably want that deal right now. The Wizards are one of them, but I do think Jordan Poole still has a lot to offer, assuming he'll probably be the number one option next year in DC. And I hope he actually ends up kind of breaking out a little bit more, maybe back to his old self a little bit. In terms of Chris Paul joining the Golden State Warriors, I don't know. Is he going to start? Is he going to come off the bench as a sixth man? I don't really know because he's definitely still good enough to start. But obviously, it's a weird kind of fit because is there a small ball lineup, potentially CP3, Steph, Klay, Wiggins, and Draymond if they retain him? I don't know. I think there's a bunch of different avenues, bunch of different paths that you can do with this rotation in this lineup, but it is very interesting to see Chris Paul in a Warriors uniform, that is for sure. So, oh goody, I lost my Wi-Fi. I'll be back. Yep, my Wi-Fi likes to go out way too much. All right, so we're not doing anything with Steve Curry. He's one of the best coaches in basketball, probably top 3, maybe top 4. He's up there. In terms of the draft, I don't know exactly what Golden State's draft situation is in this year's draft. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they made a trade tonight, or maybe they will make a trade tonight. Do they actually have the 20th overall pick? I want to fact check that. I should have checked before. I'm sorry, but let me just make sure. The Warriors actually have the 19th overall pick in tonight's draft, so we just went ahead and we made a trade. I just put on trade override, and we traded for the pick. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this. I think there's a couple paths we could explore. Obviously, there is some young talent on this Warriors team that definitely could be traded this offseason. I don't know if Jonathan Kuminga is going to be here for the long run, and Moses Moody is definitely a guy that could be moved. So I don't know. We will see. It really kind of depends on what direction the Warriors want to go in. I'm assuming they want to maximize their window they have with Steph Curry. Steph Curry does not have many, many years left in this league. I would try to win another one with him, so I don't know if that means trading Kuminga, trading Moses Moody, and then trading this tonight's draft pick. We will see, but I'm probably going to use it right now. I wouldn't mind drafting somebody at number 19 right now. Obviously, depending who's here, Jordan Hawkins, Keontae George is here, Bryce Sensabaugh. There are some decent options here, and Bryce Sensabaugh is here, but it says Jordan Hawkins is the highest overall. But I actually feel like I've seen Keontae George develop really, really well. I feel like I have. He's pretty good. He's not bad. So I don't think I can go wrong with any of these guys. You know what? I'm going to take Keontae George. Maybe it's not the right pick. I don't know the bottom, or not bottom, but the kind of the middle tier of this draft class too well. He's a 75 overall. I'm happy with that at number 19. So Draymond declines. He did in real life as well. No surprise. Same with Dante DiVincenzo. We're bringing back Kuminga. We're bringing back Moody. I don't know if they're going to be in a trade. If I find the right one, I'm going to obviously do it. Also, this is not a realistic rebuild. I think we all know that, but just wanted to confirm. All right, so free agency. I think it is very, very important for the Warriors to retain Draymond Green. For as much shit as people give him, he is a very, very fundamental piece to this core, and he's a very fundamental piece to the reason why they've won as many championships as they have. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pay this man. Eventually, there could be a trade because I do think he's going to regress pretty heavily. But as of now, he's going to be my starting power forward. I know in real life, in all likelihood, they're not going to be able to bring back Dante DiVincenzo. I don't necessarily have to do that right now. I did just draft Keontae George, and obviously Moses Moody is still here. I could do it and maybe just make some sort of unrealistic trade, but we'll see. I think if I'm looking to upgrade anywhere, it's maybe the center spot, but let's see if we can find a trade potentially after maybe we get Draymond back. I don't know. Do I just say fuck it and bring back DiVincenzo as well? No, I kind of want to let Keontae George kind of take over as the backup shooting guard. I think that's the route I'm going to go. So I think we're going to let everybody else go here. I'm fine with that. Iguodala, I'm surprised, has not actually retired in this game. Very, very surprising. But we give Draymond Green 4-year, just over $96 million contract. I can live with that. Let's go find a center. Not sure if it's going to be possible, but I'd love to add Alperen Sengun to this team. I think he'd be a really dynamic center, especially playing next to like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond. So we'll see. It's clearly an upgrade at the center spot. I know some Warriors fans might get pissed I give up Kuminga, but I do think this is worth it in the long run. So they agree to that straight up. I mean, we didn't even give up any draft picks, and we get a 20-year-old center who's an 85 overall, and he's a clear-cut upgrade. So I'm happy with the move. Is it the best trade in the world? Probably not, but I'm happy with it for now. We don't have a backup power forward now. I'm very happy that Gary Payton is back with the Warriors. I think he fits very well with them. So we're going to sign a backup power forward, and we basically have our 10-man rotation. I believe way I'm going to do it is just have CP3 come off the bench. I don't know if that's a direction they kind of want to go, but I think it is definitely an option at this point in time. I could maybe sign Gallo. I love Gallo. Actually, I'm not going to sign Gallo because technically he's with the Wizards, but clearly he just declined his player option here. I will take a shot on Reggie Bullock. I have no idea if he's under contract or not, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sign him. He's going to be the backup here to Draymond Green. And I'm very happy with the way this team looks. I think we're definitely one of the top teams in the Western Conference. Definitely probably have a 6th Man of the Year candidate. See you guys at the start of year number 1. So this is definitely not how my normal rotations look. Chris Paul is too good to be a 6th man, only playing 20 minutes a night. I'm giving him 25 minutes a night. Maybe that's still not enough, but he is down to an 85 overall. I do want to be like cautiously optimistic with him. I think he's still very good, obviously, but I do want to be careful and not kind of overplay the hand I've been dealt, if you will. But Steph Curry obviously starting at the point guard spot. I'm going to keep it. I know people are obviously speculating that maybe the Warriors go small ball next year. We obviously made the trade for Sengun. I'm very happy to have him here. He's obviously going to be starting for me. Klay's at the 2, Wiggins at the 3, Draymond at the 4, and then Sengun here at the 5. CP3 will be our 6th man off the bench. It looks so weird just seeing him in a Warriors jersey. It really does. But I feel like there were points that, it looked weird as shit seeing him in a Thunder jersey. We all kind of got used to that for a little while, so maybe we will. Kevon Looney will remain our backup center. Well, will be, not remain, but he will be our backup center. Keontae George, Gary Payton II, and Reggie Bullock. So it's not a terrible bench by any means. I think it is a little bit top-heavy, but I think it's definitely still good enough to be in contention. We're definitely still championship contenders. So I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. We go 53-29 to wrap up year number 1. That's honestly not too bad. I don't think this is quite a 60-win team. I like to hold my really good teams like a 60-win threshold that I like to be at. I don't know if we're quite necessarily there, but 53 wins in a year 1, I can definitely live with it. Giannis is your MVP. Very, very dominant season from him. Very much deserved. Victor Wembanyama, I'm assuming in within an hour, actually, of this. The draft, he will likely be the first overall selection. Tyus Jones, 6th Man of the Year. It's not 100% updated yet. The reason this is not 100% updated, you're probably saying you did a Porzingis Celtics rebuild yesterday. Why is this not 100% updated? Because Kristaps Porzingis hasn't accepted his player option in the game. He doesn't do that. You have to give him a real contract. And if I were to do that, I'd have to sim all the way up through free agency, basically missing out on the draft. And then after tonight, I'm going to make accurate draft picks. I know it's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to explain a little bit. Giannis is your DPOY. Evan Mobley, most improved. Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Year, with 66 wins. So let's take a full look at the standings right now. We finished as the 2 seed behind the defending champion Denver Nuggets. Really no surprise there. They're the 1 seed. I still think they're the best team in the Western Conference. I'm going to stand by that. until somebody proves me otherwise. All right, here's a look at the numbers on the year. I think everything honestly looks pretty good. CP3, 13 points, around 2.5 boards, around 7.5 assists per game, 1 steal. I can live with that. I mean, obviously, he is in a six-man role, a role that I don't think Chris Paul has ever been in before, so interesting for him, probably, to say the least. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, historically, looking back on it, there's been some very fun series between the OKC Thunder and the Golden State Warriors, and well, maybe not as many series, but there's been a lot of fun games between the two teams, and I am excited for this. I think we're better, but the Thunder, especially here in 2K, definitely do scare me. We are currently down 2-1 to them, actually. We go 2-2. We go up 3-2, and we're going to Game 7. And we get bounced in round 1 by a play-in team. That's obviously not great. I think it's time for some changes right now. I think that kind of goes without being said. Zion Williamson and the Pelicans are going to be taking on Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks go on to win in 5. Surprise, surprise. I feel like every time I don't do an Eastern Conference rebuild, the Hawks win like multiple championships. I don't know. It's kind of a gut feeling I have. All right, let's hit the draft lottery right now. We're not going to have anything in here in all likelihood unless I traded for something that I just didn't know about. Oh my God, the Spurs are having back-to-back number 1 overall picks, on top of the fact that they have the 3rd overall pick via the Charlotte Hornets as well. And they have number 9. Oh my God, holy shit. All right, we're good with Steve Kerr, obviously. He's not going anywhere. Let's head up to the draft. I don't know what is the situation here. We do not have our first. I'm assuming that's from some sort of previous trade in some sort of previous year. It's honestly fine. I don't think we needed to draft anybody this year anyways. Şengün obviously coming back. I'm going to bring back Kevon Looney for $8 million. I think he's well worth $8 million. I think he's definitely good enough for that. Gary Payton, I do believe, will probably start to regress a little bit. I don't think I 100% have to trade him, but for $9 million, if the right offer comes around, I'll probably do it. I think he's much more important in real life than he is in this game, kind of like Draymond Green is. All right, so free agency right now. Do we have any major free agents? Klay Thompson makes me a little nervous at 34, but he did have a good season for us, so I definitely don't want to just trade him for nothing, or definitely don't want to jump the gun on a potential Klay Thompson trade, because he did have a good year for us last year, but it does suck to see the overall going down a little bit. After losing to a play-in team, I do think it's time. Oh shit, Chris Paul retired. Yeah, I should have probably checked that. Yeah, my bad. Yep, he called it a career. He ends his career without any rings. I should have checked. I mean, would I have overridden it? Probably not. I feels a little cheesy. Maybe I would have because it's a Chris Paul rebuild, but I do think Chris Paul will probably have 1 or 2 more years in the league. It sucks he ends his career, and yeah, man, kind of is what it is. It was a hell of a career. Shame he didn't get a ring, but obviously this is still like Chris Paul Warriors rebuild. I mean, maybe he ends up only playing for 1 year with the Warriors. Who really knows? But at this point in time, there's obviously some moves that still need to be made, so let's get into those. I'd love to try to add Aaron Gordon to this team. He's obviously proved that he can be a 3, a 4 option on a championship caliber team. And he's also 5 overalls higher than Draymond. And what is that? Yeah, he's 6 years younger. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to get something like this to go through. In terms of what else I'd give up, I mean, the thing is that we're not going to have a lot of money in free agency. So I have to be careful with the players I give up, because I'm not going to really be able to get players that are back as good as them. So maybe Reggie Bullock. I can probably live with losing Reggie Bullock. In terms of trading draft picks, I honestly think why the hell not? We don't have very much time left. If you want to first, I'll do it. I'm probably not doing much more. I'll give you some seconds. I'm not giving you another first. For Aaron Gordon, I don't think that's worth it. They agree to it. All right, welcome to the team, AG. He's going to be our new starting power forward. At this point in time, I think we do need to find ourselves a new backup point guard, obviously, after Chris Paul called it a career, and a new backup power forward. So let's look at some options here, potentially in free agency. I don't love the power forward options. I mean, Derrick Jones Jr., good. Derrick Jones Jr., good high flyer. Honestly, you know what? I don't really sign him too much. Let's go ahead and sign Derrick Jones Jr. Because I don't need a greatest backup point guard in the world playing behind Steph Curry. It's not as important, I would say. But what I will do right now is let me go ahead and sign Terrence Ross, and then we're going to be a little cheesy here. We're going to trade Terrence Ross after I actually move his position. I think he'll go up 1. Yeah. I know this game way too well. Let's move Terrence Ross, and then we have no seconds left. So Terrence Ross, point guard, please just give me a point guard. Oh man, yeah, that's pretty tricky. Is there anybody here that's more valuable? I feel like low-key Sam Hauser could be more valuable, but is there anybody here that I get a pick with as well? I mean, there's a lot of. Yeah, I don't really love any of these, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I'll attempt this trade here and see if Sam Hauser has any more value. I don't know if he will. Maybe because he's a little bit younger, potentially. I mean, obviously, we're only looking for a point guard at this point in time, and We are not going to be finding one of those, it looks like. So that is a little tricky. I guess we're going to have to get even cheesier. I'm going to sign Raul Neto. Good God, man. We went from Chris Paul to Raul Neto. I'm going to try to combine them both in a trade. I know how, weird this is getting at this point, but I got to find somebody, right? I mean, I have to be offered a single point guard, right? There's just no way. Seriously? Not one? Okay, Keon Johnson. Good enough. All right, I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. All right, so we obviously had a pretty embarrassing end to our season last year. We ended up losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who were a play-in team, albeit a very talented play-in team, but it's still no excuse. We definitely should have won the first round. We go ahead. We make a couple changes. Aaron Gordon is now our new starting power forward. Obviously, we lost Chris Paul, so our bench is definitely a little bit worse. And Klay Thompson's also regressing. So all around, I am definitely a little bit nervous, but I do think this team definitely still has the talent to go out and win it all. So we will see. Time will tell. Here's how it's going to look. It's Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Really no surprises in the backcourt there. I almost said Aaron Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, our starting 3. New addition here with Aaron Gordon at our 4. Alperen Sengun's actually progressing quite nicely, up to an 88 overall already. I'm very happy I made the trade. Bench unit. I'm going to give Keontae George the keys to the kingdom as the 6th man. He's not playing 25 minutes like CP3 was, but 20 minutes as our 6th man while he's still relatively young. I think that's going to get him some good development. Followed by Kevon Looney, Derek Jones Jr., Gary Payton II, and Keon Johnson. So it's not an absolutely terrible bench. It's definitely not one of my better benches ever, but it's definitely doable. See you guys at the end of year number 2. Year 2 ends, we go 67-15. I'm starting to think Chris Paul is just literally bad luck. I don't know. Maybe the addition of Aaron Gordon, maybe Alperen Sengun's progression, but we also have a regressing Klay Thompson, and our bench is definitely worse than last year. I don't know. Gotta love 2K. Trae Young, MVP. He's now also an NBA champion, so shout out Trae Young. Xavier Booker is your Rookie of the Year. He's in Philadelphia. Wow. It's weird seeing a 14th overall pick, and I don't remember the last time I've seen somebody in Philly in this game win a Rookie of the Year, typically because, they're not bad enough to have such a high pick, but, 14 is not necessarily a high pick. All right, Amen Thompson, 6th man of the year. I have no idea if they actually drafted him tonight. It'll be interesting. I don't know. Robert Williams, that's what we'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. I love Rob Will. I hope he gets a deploy at one point in time. All right, Chet Holmgren, most improved, and Steve Kerr wins Coach of the Year. They got, for the love of God, you got to update this pose. Right? Steve Kerr's been in this same pose for 7-8 years now. Literally since I started playing this game. How young is he in this picture? The world may never know because they've never changed it. Oh my God. All right, it is time for the off season. It is time for the playoffs. I'm all over the place right now. We had the best record here in the Western Conference, best record in the league as well. So hopefully we're going out and we're winning it all because I don't know what else to do if we really don't. Probably a Klay Thompson trade, but we're not putting out that kind of negativity right now. We obviously there's some things we can do here. All right, Portland Trailblazers. Damian Lillard did not run from the grind. Anthony Simons obviously still here. Shaden Sharp progressing quite nicely. Jeremy Grant. New addition, Wendell Carter Jr., Amen Thompson, Kevin Porter Jr., pretty decent squad there in Portland, I will say so. They made some changes. They're looking pretty good. Got a nice balance of some nice veterans, some nice guys who are relatively young, but, good year for building, I guess, but I don't know. All right, Houston here in round 2. Elliot Kadu, Jalen Green, Kyle Kuzma, who I honestly think there's a real possibility he ends up as a Houston Rocket this offseason. If the man wants $30 million, I'm assuming the Wizards are probably just going to let him go. I don't think it really makes much sense now that Porzingis is gone and Bradley Beal is gone to retain Kuzma. That doesn't make much sense. And then in terms of the other teams that could actually pay him, actually, I will say this. I think it depends on who the Rockets draft tonight. If they draft a small forward or any sort of forward, I think it's unlikely it happens, but that's just my thought process. Obviously, we traded them Jonathan Kuminga as well. He is now their 6th man. We now have their center. Oh, I'm pretty happy about the deal we made. All right, here. Eastern. Oh, my God. Western Conference Finals against the team that beat us last year as a playing team. They have our old friend Dante DiVincenzo here, hoping we can extract a little bit of revenge right now. We are currently down 2-1. We go 2-2. We go down 3-2. Oh, my God. Game 7. Oh, my God. We're in the finals. We're running back the 2022 finals. As much as it pains me as a Celtics fan, I hope we have the same end result because I do not want to lose in the finals. Stanley, what the fuck? Also, yes, I know the trade's not through yet. I know. All right, so let's see. Can we beat the Celtics? The big, bad Celtics. We are currently up 3-1, back on our home floor. Okay, don't do this. I don't want to go back to Boston for a Game 6. Come on, just fight. Oh, for the love of God. All right, so we're going back for Game 6 in Boston. That makes me a little bit nervous. Hopefully we can just... Oh, my God, don't do this. Right? We're up 3-1. Oh my God, you'd never live it down. As a franchise, if you choked 2 3-1 leads in the final. Okay, holy shit. We're battling back. We're battling back. Okay, it's a 2-point game. I suck at this game, but I'm going to give it my all and beat my favorite team. Let's do it. 2.5 minutes left to go here in Game 6. We're at TD Garden right now. Steph Curry at the free throw line. Oh my God, he has the fastest fucking release in mankind. Right? Like, what? Oh, I don't play this game enough. All right, who's on Jalen? Who's on Jalen? Just make him go left. I mean, oh, good Lord. Okay, so we got to lock it in at this point. Oh, no. Okay, thank you. Yes, I know Marcus is not actually on the Celtics anymore as much as it... Really? Steph, 18 points in a closeout game? What are we doing? Okay, so he has the fastest free throw release of all time, but the slowest three-point release. That makes sense. Good rebound, Alperin, who has 22, 12, and 7 on the night. That's a guy who wants to go out and win. All right, Andrew Wiggins going to be on Jaylen Brown. Put him on Jason Tatum. It didn't go very well for JT last time. Jaylen Brown hits the fadeaway. Okay, back to a 2-point game. I got to slow it down a little bit. Looks like everybody's in that I want to be in right now. It doesn't look like there's any starters that aren't in the game right now. So they're going to press Steph Curry inside Aaron Gordon. Okay. We're not choking Aaron Gordon. 12, 11, and 8 on the night. That's a very, very solid night for a guy who is our 4th option. Also, is Tatum just not in the game? Oh my God, blocked by Şengün. Stolen right back. Max Strus. No. Max Strus is back on the Celtics. Oh my God. Thank you. Steph, is that our ball? That's our ball? No way, right? Oh, for the love of God. All right, Celtics are taking a timeout. I'm assuming Tatum had to have fouled out because there's no logical explanation for him to not be in the game right now. I don't think there's any changes I want to make. I think I still want to keep the starters in there. I mean, maybe there's an argument to put Looney in there, a little bit more defense than Şengün potentially, but no, I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna roll with the punches, keep our guys in. It makes the most sense to me. All right, we're gonna try to actually no, do not go guard Robert Williams out on the 3-point line. Okay, this is a nightmare. Me trying to play on-ball defense against Jaylen Brown. That's just a nightmare. All right, 1:15 left to go. We are up 2 right now here in Game 6. We lead the series 3-2, and can we close out the Celtics on their home floor in Game 6 for the second time in what would this be, like 4 years? That'd be insane. Oh my God, it's a horrible shot by me. God damn it. All right, we're under a minute. We are under a minute. Marcus Smart, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Oh my God, I jumped. Why is he so fucking... Holy shit, he missed. I cannot believe it. I actually can't believe it. All right, I have to be smart here with the basketball. I'm obviously calling a pick. I'm going to waste a little bit of clock because I do not want to go... Stop automatically running plays. I know I say it every time. I got to turn that setting off. I'm going to try to waste some clock. Aaron Gordon, good screen. Go right down. Inside Gordon. Go. We're not losing the ball, right? I have no idea how that went in. Less than none, right? Like, what? That's insane. All right, is this the time I want to put in... I mean, what does a defensive lineup look like, hypothetically? It actually just puts Keon Johnson in instead of Steph Curry. All right, yeah, we're just going to keep the starters in. That's fine with me. It's obviously a 4-point game. There's still 29 seconds left, so by no means is this over, but I'm feeling pretty good. Hopefully we don't choke this one here. So try to deny ball. Okay, go out of bounds. Oh, my God, good. Oh, Robert Williams going to go up. Şengün can't get the block. Rob Will misses. They kick it back out to Brown, and he missed. He missed. We are good. Give it a... Oh, that's on... Did they foul Steph or... Oh, I fouled Gordon. God damn it. All right, if I hit one of these, I'm assuming we're probably good. First one up, first one good. All right, I'll see you guys at the Finals MVP. So for the second time in, I believe, 4 years, the Warriors go into Boston in Game 6 and beat the Celtics on their home floor. Steph Curry, second career Finals MVP. I'm not going to sit here and say that this team is, like, extremely better than last year's team. I mean, obviously, we moved on from Draymond. Chris Paul retired. I feel bad for CP3. Like, right? Like, is there just a curse on him? Is he just never going to win a ring? I don't know. I think he has a pretty good chance with the Warriors if they make the right decisions, make the right moves. Time will tell. We'll see. All right, draft lottery time. We're not going to have anything. I know I say that a lot, but we're not going to. Staff signing, we should still be good. Yes, Steve Kerr's under contract. Let's hit the draft. I don't know if we're going to have... Okay, so we don't have any picks this year. That's honestly kind of fine. I think there's a couple moves we'll make. Re-signing Aaron Gordon is very, very important. He was tremendous for us in that Game 6. Şengün's also very, very important. I'm just going to give him a qualifying offer. There's no chance he's going anywhere, so we're just going to qualify him. There's a lot of free agents. So let me qualify Alperen Şengün, Have to make sure we get him back. I would like to retain Kevon Looney as well at $8 million a year. And then obviously Aaron Gordon is extremely important. So those are my big three that I got to make sure I get back right now. We get them all back, which is good. I do not want to renounce Keon Johnson, and I also would... I'll replace Gary Payton in a second. I think that can happen at this point in time. I'm just going to qualify Keon Johnson as well. It's the final year. It's not that big of a deal. All right, so we get 4 major free agents back. Obviously, that is great. Let's take a look at this roster. Oh, my God. Wait, what? No, he did not. No way. Oh, my God. He's 35, right? Like, wow. I wasn't even going to check because I didn't even think it was a somewhat realistic possibility. Klay Thompson retired. Oh, my God. That's insane. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That is actually crazy. Wow. I'm shocked. Maybe I would have overridden it if he did, but I just didn't even remotely consider that a possibility. I mean, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. All right, so obviously somebody has to get traded now. I have to make either Aaron Gordon or Andrew Wiggins turn into 2 different players. So, yeah, I don't know how we're going to do that, but I will try my best. We're going to attempt to make this trade here with the Indiana Pacers and pick up Benedict Mathurin. He would obviously be an upgrade at our shooting guard spot that now has a pretty gaping hole. I don't want to trade Looney. I don't even want to trade Derrick Jones Jr., but if it gets me a starter, I'm obviously going to do that. I have 3 first-round picks. That is basically it. If it's going to take all of them to get this done, I'll probably do it. I mean, the bench is going to suck, but honestly, I would rather have a better starting lineup. So we give up 3 first-round picks, and we now have our starting shooting guard. We also need to find our backup center, power forward, and small forward. So this is not going to be a good bench by any means. I'm going to bring in Chris Boucher, who's a sneaky 32 years old. In terms of some other backups, I mean, they're not going to be great. That's what I'm going to say. Chetty Osman is probably as good as it's going to get for me, and the backup center is just not going to be fun to look at. I mean, who are my options here? Oh, good Lord. Wenyen Gabriel could be worse. Actually, you know, let me sign Reggie Bullock back. And I know we have a couple seconds, so I'm going to get a little cheesy. Actually, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to sign. Let me take a flyer here on Kendrick Nunn. I know we're getting cheesy, but we also, I mean, we kind of got thrown through a ringer today. I mean, Chris Paul retired. That was a little bit understandable. I think the Klay Thompson retirement was a little bit more of a kick in the balls because I just really didn't see that one coming at all. So, I don't know. Let's find ourselves a backup center. It does not need to be anybody tremendous by any way, shape, or form. All right, I have a plan. We're going to pick up Luke Kennard. That's a good shooter off the bench, and then he's going to be the backup small forward. And I know I just signed him, but we're going to do this with Chetty Osman in a first. Please just give me a center, right? Oh, my God. We have 2 offers. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. I mean, oh, so there's 18 offers if I don't include the second. Make it make sense, 2K. Seriously. How tall is Isaiah Mobley? Oh, he has it. Oh, my God. He's 6'8", and that's his career stat line. That's not exactly what I'm looking for, just to be frank with you. Oh, this is not good. This is bad. You know what I actually might do? I might throw Keon Johnson in a trade. That might not be ideal, but Steph Curry, honestly, he's going to have to be like an absolute god. He doesn't need a backup. So I'm looking for a center at this point. We have 4 offers. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to do this because I think both of these players have enough value where I can probably flip them. So at this point in time, maybe I just trade Luke Kennard again. Hang with me for a second. I have something coming. We're going to be able to figure this out. I'm confident I'm going to be able to have a competent 10-man rotation. I think I should be able to do this anyway. So either a point guard or a center. It should not be this challenging to get either one of those positions. It's making this insanely long and insanely hard for literally no fucking reason. How about a second-round pick? Nothing. What is going on? I don't even know. I'll see you guys at the start of next year when I figure this out. We're doing this trade here with the Indiana Pacers. We're sending Luke Kennard, a first-round pick that we're not actually supposed to have. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be trading this, but I'm going to anyways. And we're going to pick up Andrew Nembhard, who's going to go ahead. He's going to be the backup here to Steph Curry. All right, in terms of finding myself a backup center, Montrezl Harrell is not really exactly what I'm looking for, but Leonard Miller is 6'10". I think there's honestly an argument to just have him be the backup center. I mean, it might not be the best idea in the world, but honestly, I'm never really good with ideas. So I'll see you guys with the rotation. Fresh off a championship, it is year 3 for us here in Golden State. We were obviously a little bit surprised when one of the best shooters in NBA history, in Klay Thompson, decided to retire at 35 and call it a career. It definitely stung a little bit, and it left a pretty big gaping hole at our shooting guard spot. I think we did a pretty good job albeit we weren't supposed to actually have access to that 2030 first round pick, but is what it is at this point. All right, here's how it's going to look. It's Steph Curry, Ben Mathurin, Andrew Wiggins, Aaron Gordon, and Şengün. I was also happy I was able to retain both these guys. I didn't have to move one of them and go out and get two different players that wouldn't be as good as either, so I'm happy with it. Bench units, Keontae George, Andrew Nembhard, Chris Boucher, Josh Green, and Leonard Miller. It honestly could be a better team than last year. I hate to kind of say it, and I don't know. I'm just going to say that. I'll see you guys in year 3. What the actual... What? Oh my god, whoa. I have never in my life seen that before. What I'm gonna try to do, just so you know I didn't like override this, I'm gonna try to cut in a little bit before, the season actually ended. That is insane. Wow. I have never seen that before. Wow. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Andre, here's your Rookie of the Year. Scoot Henderson said, what? Chet Holmgren, Defensive Player of the Year. Jarris Walker, Most Improved. Also, yeah, we went 70 and 12, by the way. I don't know. Looking back on it, I'm obviously very happy with the Şengün trade. He won an MVP? What is going on in 2K? I mean, has anybody ever won an MVP as a 4th leading scorer on a team? That's just mind-boggling. All right, Minnesota here in round 1. Markelle Fultz found a new home here. It's a welcomed addition, I'm sure. And, yeah, obviously Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns. They've decided to move on from Rudy Gobert, start Naz Reid. Makes sense to me. And we actually go to 7, but we do win the series. Here's a look at the Spurs, who had back-to-back number 1 overall picks and are obviously young, up-and-coming, and a very big pain in the ass. We are currently down 2-1. We go 2-2. We go up 3-2. And after losing the first 2 games on our home floor, we win 4 straight. Awesome. And, yeah, we have the Thunder again. Good God. What a pain in the ass. We're up 3-0, though. Okay. And, oh, boy. We have 2K's favorite team here in the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, oh my, dude, I love this picture of Bobby Portis, or like this generated image with the glasses. It's so fucking funny. I love it. All right, we're 1-1 with them right now. We go down 2-1 down the, fuck you, Atlanta, fuck you. I don't know. I feel like there's an argument for us to go out and win. I don't know. All right, so I mean, looking back on all this is a Chris Paul rebuild, which is kind of crazy to say because he was only here for a year, but I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility that Chris Paul only plays for the Warriors for 1 year. I don't know if he'll stay in the NBA more than a year, but yeah, so let me know your thoughts on that trade and how you think that's going to all pan out. I mean, I don't know. Will he be a 6th man? Will he start? I think there's a whole bunch of different avenues they can explore, especially if Draymond leaves. I think if Draymond leaves especially, I think maybe they go CP3 at the point guard spot, Steph at the 2, they play Klay at the 3, Wiggins at the 4, and then probably Looney at the 5. I don't even know how that would actually... I don't know if I love that. I don't know. We will see. I'm sure Steve Kerr and the Warriors have something up their sleeve. So, as always, let me know any other video ideas. I apologize that this had to be recorded prior to the draft and not be completely updated, but we'll be back Monday, and we will have tons of new videos. So, as always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.